Have you ever wondered what narrative POV is? Well, then you've come to the right place, because that's exactly what I'm discussing in this video. So stay tuned. I put this up here because I'll be going back and forth likely between saying POV and point of view. Just wanted you to know it's the same thing. I didn't know this until I started writing, so just wanted to let you know. First of all, you should know that there's two different kinds of point of view. Okay, there is narrative point of view and character point of view. So narrative point of view is how you tell your story. So it could be okay. So those are the different ways for you to tell your story. It's basically the point of view of the narrator. Character point of view is which character you're telling the story through. Whose eyes is the reader going to be seeing the story through? Now I'm just going to go over some ways that you can choose what narrative point of view you want to use and who you want to use as your character point of view. Ultimately, everything I discuss here is your choice. I'm just here to offer some tips based on what I've learned through the books that I've written. So in order of popularity, we have third person, first person, omniscient, and second person. Third person, we've all read books in third person. He did this, she did this. First person is also quite common. Omniscient was extremely popular back 50, 60 years ago. It's still popular today. I mean, there's a reason why most of these books are classics now, but it's just not as common in terms of modern writing. And then second person, I had to research just to find any books written in second person. I've never personally been drawn to second person POV. Second person is an option, it's just not a popular one. That's all. You would think from the point of view it would draw the reader in, because it's telling the story as if the reader did all these things. So like a choose your own adventure might work for that. I don't know if they write those anymore. I used to read those when I was a kid. I had Indiana Jones choose your own adventure stories and I loved them. And it would say something like, you're walking down a hallway and you come to a door. If you open the door, turn to page 45. If you decide to bypass the door and keep going down the hall, turn to page 60. Something different would happen, obviously, based on the decision you made. It was sort of like video games now. When you're playing the game, each choice you make has an effect on what the final outcome is. Anything to do with POV, you can decide after you do your outline. And in terms of narrative point of view, your outline will just give you an idea of what would work best. Third person is most common, but first person is a lot like if you're sitting down for coffee with your best friend and they're telling you, hey, guess what happened to me? Guess what happened to me today? So if you're writing a book in first person, one way that it really works well is if you're writing it as the author. Fear Nothing and Seize the Night by Dean Koontz were written as if Christopher Snow, the main character, were writing a manuscript, telling about these amazing events that happened in his life. So first person really works in that case. Also journal entries. If your book is written as a journal entry, then that would work in first person point of view. There's other instances that would as well. These are just examples. Omniscient you need to be careful with. Regardless of what point of view you write in, you're going to have setups and payoffs. And if you want to learn more about those, you can click here. With omniscient, you have to be really clever about the setups and payoffs. You don't want to set up too many things. You don't want to reveal too many things to the reader too soon. Like with third person, the reader only knows as much as the character knows. So it's a bit more understandable when things happen that they weren't expecting, because the character wasn't expecting it. But with omniscient POV, the narrator knows everything that's happened and is happening, but also everything that's going to happen. When you're telling in the omniscient point of view, you have to be careful not to give away too much, but to also make that organic to the story. Don't make it obvious that you're hiding things. You want the reader to keep reading, you want them to be surprised, but you just give things away in bits and pieces. So with omniscient point of view, it does work. You just have to be clever with your setups and your payoffs. Hold your cards close to your chest. Another thing you need to be careful of, when you make the choice of which narrative point of view you want to use, you have to stick with it. You can't go from first person to third person to omniscient and back again. You have to make the choice and stick with it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe below. And don't forget to click that bell so that you get notified when I upload new videos. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day and stay happy, healthy, and safe. Bye-bye.
At